The Talk by Alexstrazsa.
Tavi, what the fuck is dubstep?
Had she not been used to this kind of outburst, Octavia might have spilled the cup of tea she delicately sipped at. Her eyes followed the unicorn as she slammed the door and stormed into the kitchen.
I believe it's a new type of music, but shouldn't you already know that?
Vinyl pulled out the chair with an ear-piercing grinding, not too dissimilar from hooves on a chalkboard. Octavia cringed, both from the noise and the thought of new scratches on her freshly laminated wood flooring.
Okay.
Vinyl started, leaning forward.
Do I look like a pony who knows what dubstep is?
As she spoke, she pointed a trembling hoof at herself. Octavia shifted in her seat uncomfortably, taking another sip of her tea.
Well, I suppose you might...
No!
Vinyl shouted, punctuating the word by slamming a hoof on the table.
So, why is it that ponies keep coming up to me and asking me to play some wubs and drop the bass? Whatever the hell those mean.
Perhaps you unknowingly look like a fan of the genre,
Octavia said with a shrug.
It's not too far-fetched. I mean, come on, look at you.
She glanced over the unicorn and scoffed. Vinyl pulled off her glasses and held them in front of her, looking at her reflection. Magenta eyes and a spiked, multicolored mane stared back at her.
Okay, maybe you have something there. But have you even heard the music I play?
Too often,
Octavia replied, glancing to the side and finishing off her now lukewarm beverage.
Such generic pop music.
Hey, it's not generic. It's just... I don't know. It's what ponies want to hear at their events, okay? It's good background music, you know? Like, Envy... No, Envy... That's not it either.
Vinyl tapped a hoof against the table as she strained.
Ambiance,
Octavia said, furrowing her brow.
The word you are looking for is ambiance. I would at least expect you to know that, being a musician.
After a moment, she mumbled to herself,
How do you not know that?
Vinyl pointed an accusing hoof towards the earth pony.
Look, princess, my job is to make music, not know any technical junk like that. I didn't go to college to learn about words I can't pronounce.
Octavia gave a concerned look and started to protest, but was silenced by a raised hoof. Closing her mouth, she bit her lower lip and leaned back.
But we're getting off topic here. Dubstep. I want to know what this crap is and why they think I play it.
Vinyl snorted and looked towards the counter, immediately behind Octavia.
Tavi, give me some of those peanuts.
Rolling her eyes, Octavia stood up, being careful to move the chair back without scraping.
I've already told you I don't know much about it. It's just a new style of music. Electronic, I'm pretty sure.
She turned and picked up the jar of peanuts, then brought it to the table and pushed it across. Midway through the action, a thought occurred to her.
Wait, why didn't you just levitate these?
Lazy,
Vinyl said through a hooful of the snacks. Octavia sighed and sat down again.
Typical.
But seriously,
the unicorn continued.
I gotta stop this. It was like an all-day thing.
She swallowed the mouthful and grinned, then slid the jar away.
I swear this music just popped up overnight and suddenly I'm supposed to know what it is.
Octavia steepled her hooves and rested her chin on them.
Now, Vinyl, I know that this is asking a lot of you, but did you ever consider trying to find out what it is on your own? You know, using your head for once. A tall order, no doubt.
Vinyl's eyes shifted to the sides.
What? Like research?
She asked, leaning back in the chair.
Or even something as simple as talking to other musicians.
The room went silent, with the only noise being a soft creaking as the chair rocked back and forth on its back legs. Vinyl blinked, then motioned towards Octavia.
Ugh, no,
Octavia groaned, putting her hoof to her face.
I mean other electronic musicians. Ponies who do what you do. You have friends that do this too, don't you?
It took a moment, but Vinyl's eyes widened and she let out a long
Oh.
as if some great revelation had dawned on her. So great, in fact, that she leaned back too far, sending the chair and herself toppling to the floor. Octavia mourned for her lamination.
I've got it!
Vinyl shouted, thrusting a hoof into the air. She clambered to her hooves and slammed one triumphantly on the table, and used another to hastily slip her glasses on.
I'm gonna go talk to Neon and find out what dubstep is. Thanks, Tabby.
Before Octavia could respond, the door had already slammed shut, and Vinyl was nowhere to be found. The only indicator she had been there at all were a bunch of discarded peanut shells and an overturned chair. With a sigh, Octavia stood up and walked around the table, then picked the chair up. She gently pushed it back into place, then looked down at the floor. While she didn't notice anything immediately, she was certain she'd find marks on a closer inspection. Sweeping her hoof across the table, she collected the scraps of peanuts and brought them to the trash bin. After they had been tossed, she looked back and gave a content smile as her kitchen returned to normal. Then she decided it was time for more tea. Approaching the stove, she took the kettle and filled it with water, then placed it on the burner. Octavia then paused, and for several moments her hoof was stuck on the temperature dial. She glanced up, staring blankly at the wall.
Why do I feel as though I've done something very wrong?
That was The Talk. It was written by Alexstrazsa and read by Scribbler with special guest voice actor, TheLostNarrator, as Vinyl. Okay, thank you very much for listening. My voice at the moment is not worth poop. I have been recording for, what time is it now? It's 3 minutes past midnight here in the UK, and I have been recording since about 4 o'clock. I am knackered, and I realised just as I was about to... the words not coming, and I realised as I was about to switch off the laptop and unplug my microphone that I had not recorded this end blurb. Now, I owed people all sorts of lines this week for different projects I'm involved in, for fic readings, for comics, for various different things. So I decided to record them all in one day, because I'd kind of let them build up while work was a bit crazy this week. And so I took this afternoon and apparently this evening to do all that. But that, in addition to the craziness that was work this week, and the fact that Fawn last week took me a while to put together. Back and mouth open, snoring quite unfemininely. So I didn't get the time that I expected. So it's not done yet, which is unfortunate, because some of the voice actors who are in that are people whom I'd told it was going to be out this week, and now I look like a bloody liar. For those people, I do apologise. I did not expect it to take this long. But hopefully, if I can calm down work a bit this week, I will spend more time on it after work, and it will be out by next weekend. But for the reason that this particular fic, The Talk, took me an hour and a half to edit together yesterday when I clocked that the anti-bullying one was not going to be ready in time, because it's quite a long story. And it involves, I think about 10 or more voice actors besides myself. And when I realised it was not going to be ready in time, I edited this one because I thought, well, okay, rather than having the really long, quite heavy fic for anti-bullying week, I would do a little comedy, because it would be a nice offset to all the dark fics I did during October with Halloween approaching. And then I realised, hang on, The Talk is just over 1,000 words long. That's going to be 5 minutes tops, which I think what this end blurb is becoming now as well. So, everybody who's subscribed to my channel, you are getting 2 fanfic readings this week, 2 mini ones, because there is one that I've had edited for quite some time, but I've always felt uncomfortable about releasing because it is so short, and it feels a bit like cheating, and especially cheating my subscribers, that they would go an entire week, and then I would give them a little scrap of a thing instead of an actual major fic reading. So, just like I did the week that I released Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo, yes, that would be the title. Just as I did that week, you're getting to everybody.